Hello everybody, and welcome to Sims Legacy Challenge Streamer Edition. I originally found this challenge so long ago that my link to it no longer works, so I cannot tell you who actually made it. The general point of it is that you have two people that waltz into an empty town with plans to get so good at skills that they can buy, build, and run lots based on those skills, until you eventually run an entire town. Each family member, quote unquote, can only get one lot for themselves. So in instances where two lots need the same requirements, you have to have two different sims to get the lot, which is why it's the Legacy Challenge. I am basing characters off of VTubers and other streamers. I did get their permission beforehand. But to start, we have myself and my IRL boyfriend, Tiefling Cody, who was a pain in the ass to make in The Sims, even with custom downloads. So that's why I specifically used The Sims 3 at the time. They had the better character customization, and I already had the expansion packs. The witch hat that I used, I am a witch supernatural. The hat that I used was a mod that likes to clip out and clip into things sometimes, but that's okay. It lets me have my hair down and wear a hat at the same time. So rude. Character creation, my absolute worst. Favorite and most hated thing in existence. I could spend all day in here. I used the last name Bravebane, not because that has anything to do with either me or Cody, but because one of the other VTubers, well, neither of us have a official last name for the internet, but Nemesis does, and she has her last name as Bravebane, which I thought was really cool, and she's one of the lovely people that agreed to let me use her for this. So we're just going to start out with Bravebane. After much yelling and playing around with settings, I don't know why I always feel the need to go through a bunch of the facial expressions and sizes when I almost always stick with the default anyway. Or even just like one of the first couple. Getting the horns and tail on at the same time was quite the pain. I forgot that I had to add have multiple sex accessories allowed in one place, and I will forever be grateful for the NRass mods that allow me to do all this other nonsense. I have always loved all the not all the costume makeup, most of the costume makeup in this section. I'm always sad that it never quite fits with the look that I'm going for. I believe I used that purple spirally one for a fairy I made one time. And that was it. I spent so long playing with the hairstyles, only to go for the most default straight-haired look. It's insane. Picking traits for myself is usually pretty easy. I like to read, I love cats. I'm not actually that good with plants, but for the sake of the challenge, I am going to, my feature is going to be a max gardening to open a grocery store. I was going to do 2 reasons. You can sell things from your inventory so you can make money throughout the time, and the grocery store will attract NPCs. Not that there's any houses for them to live in, but somebody has to work there. And it will also provide a part-time job for future generations to make money in while we build the town. Cody gets the natural cook feat simply because he is indeed a good cook. I'm actually planning on having him be a writer and open a bookstore. He does like to write D&D campaigns and just characters to play D&D with. So I figured that was going to be a close enough fit. He actually has two favorite colors, this bright red and ocean blue. I went with red for this. Getting the tail color to match the skin color. I hated it so much. I actually went through, got more, spent like another 30 minutes looking for blue skin tone downloads, because apparently pastel blue and pastel pink hair does not exist. I finally got it so that during gameplay, you can't really tell there's so much of a difference, but I still hated every bit of it. I can't see any way where I would have to dress up. Either could or I would have to be in fancy clothes for a town that doesn't have a fancy place to go. This did end up being a metallic-y blue because I was closest to the shade of blue that I wanted. Yes, I did do a lot more color customization here. That's the Egyptian blue. The hat was a lot of effort because even if you put in the same hex code, something about it is a little bit different, so the color is off, but I just went ahead and said too bad. I'm so glad they had a cat sweater. This is the first time I'm playing pets, and it was such an effort not to just put everything, the pets pack only on. I made the sizing a bit more realistic since I already made it just a bit bigger than it actually is. To explain this cheat why I have so much money, the challenge itself said have 2,500 because obviously you have to buy the lots, which are usually around 10,000 to 50,000 depending on which lot, and they're to almost quote them, nobody has started a town without a small fortune. But it was so weird having this much money to build with. The door that takes up 3 spots, like, I absolutely love the look, but it made everything else so difficult to center and align. So this bathroom is just absolutely huge for no good reason. I tried to make it all look a little bit better, but building has never been my strong suit. I suddenly remember transportation existed right around here, and instead of calling a cab like I usually do, I'm just like, hey, I have money, I can actually get a vehicle. And I know the riches default come with one, but these had like really fancy ones that go faster. Cody pretty much immediately got to work on his sci-fi novel. This is, as at time of recording, he's really into the sci-fi and cyberpunk stuff going on right now. Meanwhile, this is where I started to get worried that the empty Moonlight Falls I used also didn't come with any spawners, because I couldn't figure out how to look at that beforehand. But while I'm out getting, I figured I'd figure out while I'm looking for seeds that I can plant for my gardening skill. Thankfully, that fear was unfounded right here. I guess I must have just been looking in the wrong spot earlier, but there's fish spawners and a tomato plant. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume other things exist as well. My lovely little garden gate that I took forever deciding which one I wanted to use. And as I opened this tab to plant the tomatoes, that's when I realized I could have just planted all the apples I've been summoning this far. I was never a fan of how long gardening actually takes, but obviously that's kind of realistic. Stealing all of Cody's food to plant that. And then taking a nice dessert break. Cody's stretching it out. And cooking dinner for me. Don't worry, I clean up all the dishes. That frog, I forgot his name now. I think it's Spencer. I had taken a poison apple. I learned the convert plantable ingredient to other ingredient ritual. He used to be a poison apple. Then he turned into a mushroom, and now he's a frog, so I decided, hey, this is our first pet now. And don't worry, it's not the lights are off, it's that this entire time I was fighting with the auto lights and had to keep doing it on and off myself. And now some quality time as we relax. It was very cute. Someday I'll learn like the controls to get better views without endless interruptions. But damn, isn't our house amazing and new and sparkly? It's a good thing we're friends since we're married. Oh, that's some nice clipping in that dress. I'm not sure what Cody's playing, but he's clearly getting very upset at that. I'm sure he's winning though. He's much better at video games than I am. This is the start of day 2, which is more or less a lot of daily life stuff. You watched me turn auto lights on and it didn't work. Almost tried to go to my computer. It's like, oh, that's right. That's what happened here. The sink was too close to the shower to get in. Like, there aren't 3 other angles you could get in at. That's whatever. Sims logic. Cody's going back to writing at 5 a.m. in the morning. Why are we awake so early? Why? We hate being awake this early. Breakfast of the Champions, leftover mac and cheese. Still gushing about a nice new house. See, here's proof that I do the cleaning. Mostly. Great news, Cody. I learned a new spell and you're the test subject. Good luck, trauma of gayness. wanna know why, how much does that mailman get paid to come all the way out to the town of one singular person to deliver mail? And the newspaper boy, I feel so sorry for him. We are also in the middle of nowhere still. See, and he's just a child. How did he get over here? Is the nearest town actually like right across the street and I just can't see it? Ah, Broncos. Go Broncos, I guess. Kid needs to go get to school. It's 9:30 on a Monday. Oh boy, more sports. Cody, did you know the local team is called the Llamas? Cody doesn't care, he's too busy writing. Good job. At least one of us is doing something for this household. Oh yeah, my new wand, my nice pretty crystal blue wand. Get to planting. That was a lie. Get to tending that garden. There you go, I helped with the house. My wand alone paid the bills. Cody's almost done with that book, or that chapter, or the skill. I think green is the writing skill. So he's almost done improving his skills. Meanwhile, I'm taking the long way. We're both done with the biggest part. Time for a midday. We're both ready for a mid-afternoon break. Watch some creepiness going on. I think that's supposed to be a kids show. I'm sure we're making fun of it. It's a psychedelic rabbit. Psychedelic moose. Not a moose, that was a cow. Oh, you're hungry? Great, so am I. Let's go have lunch. Okay, turns out we're not hungry, we just like talking about food. That's perfectly fair. We do like talking about food. Here's some cute coupley days things to relieve the stress of all the physical labor and hunching over a computer we did. Individual relaxation time while just existing in each other's company. Don't worry, I am still taking care of the frog. Here I am, stealing all the food to go plant it. No salads for us. Not like we're supposed to be dieting or anything. lettuce goes next to the tomatoes. I'm trying to keep everything comparatively organized this time. I say that, but that literally never works. Here's another apple tree, just to get that skill up there. Did I ever plant the truffle? Or did I just leave that in my inventory? I guess I just left it in the inventory, never planted it. Oh well. There I go, finally leveling that gardening skill up. And I got seeds, which is important. Important to me, not important to the general populace. I did make my skill one of my skills, handiness skills, in the character creation, because I have learned early on in my Sims career that if nobody can cook and nobody's handy, the game gets significantly harder. And I was already making Cody do all the cooking. More or less gave up on auto lights at this point. I think I got it almost working near the end. Family dinner. I do have that read a book on gardening, but I don't actually have any access to a gardening book yet because, surprise, I don't have a library. You know what my favorite food is? Lobster. But that's just too bad because mine is steak. And I'm the cook, so we'll have what I want. That's a lie. We both like steak and we both like lobster, so we will absolutely have both once this cooking skill gets high enough. I do appreciate that you're a night owl, so you're gonna stay up past your bedtime even though you're a full-grown adult. Well, no, we're young adults. And slicing his head off with my hat, but that's okay. Tiefling powers survive. Two things I wasn't able to get, two little details on almost all of his artwork. I did get the ear piercing itself. It's usually a longer one with a diamond. A red diamond shape. It's a red gem and surrounded by gold. And he has rings on his tail. Gave up on buying a planter bowl because I did not see the point. Just because I have the money doesn't mean I need to spend the money. Trying auto lights again. Yes. Except the audio lights didn't go off, so that they actually didn't work. hopefully next time I play, the simple act of stopping and restarting the game will have fixed all that. And let me keep up with the news so that you don't have to. Alright, we decided to adopt a cat. We are doing such a good job on those, on that frog right there. Clearly a cat would be just fine. Hazel, the elder cat. I decided to choose her to give her a nice last good few years in a nice home. With attention. If I ever get into the habit of adopting cats, which I won't right now because we have a lot of cats in the house and my cat hates other cats, I'm definitely just gonna go to pet shelters, adopt elderly cats. It's like, ah yes, I see you only have like a year left to live. Let's make it a good year. And then be in a constant cycle of crying because my poor cats. This guy needs a tip for driving all the way out here just to drop off a cat. That scrapbook memory stuff, I need to know if anybody actually like goes through and uses it. I forget it exists. But isn't she cute and talking about ghosts apparently? Hazel? Are you seeing ghosts in our house? We just moved in. Proper cat etiquette. Let it sniff your hand before trying to pet it. Is that like a human holding a teddy bear? That looked very cute and cuddly. Hazel felt the need to hiss at Cody. Poor Cody. Then she went on to get scolded for it. Reinforcement, I didn't know that was a thing until just doing this. How dare you hiss at me for absolutely no reason? Why are you being such a cat? You didn't hiss at Befana. The fun eerie glow of a new moon in Supernatural with the zombie dude. Good thing I have a gate. This is exactly why I have a gate around my house. When I first got Supernatural and played a gardener with it, I had to go look up, like, what the heck? I never put gates around my garden before, until Supernatural, and I figured out that's how you keep the zombies out. Hazel being all cute and sleeping in our cat tree. Can't really tell, but I did get the super fancy litter box. And, oh no, I didn't notice this until like just... The zombie is in the freaking garden. And this is when I realized playing the game that, oh no, I forgot to actually lock the gate. By the time I realized I can just go shoot them off, attempt to shoot them off, it was the poor garden. I spent so much time getting the dead plants out. And there you have it. Hopefully next time, I'm going to try some new things next time with the video editing and montaging and stuff that I have absolutely no idea how to do, so this whole thing will be a nice lovely experiment. Thank you for joining. do hope everybody has a lovely rest of your day.